Good morning, welcome back to my channel. This week I want to talk about how to make videos. Yes, videos is such an exciting topic for me personally because I've been making videos for already more than 10 years after graduating from film school, and it's just something I would like to do, and I think it's a very nice skill to have. Yesterday, an artist friend of mine asked me, so how do you make videos? I want to start making videos too to promote my art, my project. And I think it's definitely a good idea. It's essential because nowadays people read less and less and watch videos more and more thanks to fast speed internet, YouTube, Netflix and whatnot. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to make videos from beginning to the end, and I will explain it in 6-7 videos. And this video is for absolute beginners. If you're already making video on YouTube and you have already like 1,000 subscribers, you don't need to watch this. This is not for like professional or semi-professionals. This is definitely for someone who had no idea but who has this eager and curiosity to learn. You have 4 areas of concern you need to think about before starting your gears, your setup. The first is the light. Of course, it's the most visible part and it shows a lot on the quality of the video. It's one of the most important things, if it's not the most important thing. You can do it for free. That's the good news. You just need to be in front of a large window on a sunny day and you have a free light from the sky. And if it's too much or like it's casting shadows on you, then you can just put a curtain that is translucent. It makes it look like $1,000 diffuser, professional studio lighting, and guess what? You have it for free. If you don't have a lot of light or you're recording at night when it's quiet, I like to do that, so you can use a studio lighting and you can get it very cheap on Amazon or local store. You can get hold of very easily. It's basically umbrellas on a light stand with energy saving bulbs that is at 5,500 Kelvin. That's neutral. You can also use your table lamps, but I don't recommend it because then the colors can be a bit odd and also it's not as powerful, it's not as nicely diffused. So try to invest 50 to 150 bucks on those lights. Ideally you need 3 lights, but you can work with 2. One on the left, one on the right. Those are your key lights. And then you need a kicker or the hair light on the background that separates you from the background. But the problem is that you need to have hair. If you are losing hair, it can be very complicated because it makes it show even worse. Then perhaps you don't want a hair light if you have a hair loss problem. Okay, let's go back to the topic. You can also experiment with other source of light. For example, this is a Philips Hue that is giving this very strange colors that you can like dial on this panel. And sometimes I experiment with it and just perhaps it gives a certain kind of mood if you would like, but make sure your key lights are those umbrella or soft boxes so that you have a very good diffusion, bright light, and make the camera focus on you easily or whatever you are filming. If you don't have enough light, and then the focus can go in and out and it can be very bad for an engaging video. The second thing you need to think about is the sound. You can use the on-camera mic, but I don't recommend that if you are speaking to the camera, like an interview or like a self-monologue like what I'm doing right now. I'm doing it totally alone. I'm in the room just talking to the camera. Definitely you need a shotgun mic. It can be a Rode video mic that is only 50 bucks or a little bit more expensive model like a Sennheiser for 150 bucks. Those are really worth it. I'm using a Sennheiser right now and it's amazing. I've been having it for 7 years and it never failed me once. So definitely if you have $100 to $200, invest in a shotgun mic that can be plugged into the camera that provides excellent quality audio. If you want a little better audio, you can spend tens of thousands of dollars. But for me, I think it's better to move yourself in a quieter space instead of investing a lot on a very nice or high quality shotgun, because then after that you need to invest in a mixing table, and then after you need, because you need the phantom power, and after you need post-production. It's just too much. And for gun and run, for like a blogger, whatever video you're making that is not for cinema, then a $200 shotgun is more than enough. The third thing you need to worry about is your camera, and perhaps you think, oh, it's the first thing to worry about. But nowadays, they have so many devices you can record, anything from your laptop to your phone, and those devices can be used to make videos, and nowadays with iPhone you can make amazing videos. But I don't really recommend those devices for several reasons, but the biggest reason is that if you're doing a video of yourself and then you're using the front camera, that usually has less quality than the back camera, and I want to use the best quality for the image. I don't want to use the secondary quality, and guess what? I will have to get someone to film me with the back camera because I can't see it myself, and then it's just adding extra trouble. I would prefer to use a DSLR. That is the one I'm using now, a Canon 70D. You can use a Canon 80D, which is a newer model that is excellent, is a good quality price. I think it's the best bang for the buck, with a STM stepping motor lens, so that you can speak to the camera with a flip screen and you can like move in and out, and the focus will move with you automatically. That is amazing. You can see here it's focusing on my hand, and then is focusing on my face, and you can hear this little slight stepping sound that is from the STM motor, and it's not so expensive STM lenses, and it's very good versatile quality. And on top of that, you can use this to take amazing pictures of your art. So it's one stone, two birds. Alternatively, you can use a spare camcorder if you have one laying on your shelf. Otherwise, if you are buying a new thing, like new camera for this project, definitely buy a DSLR so that it's more versatile. You can travel with one camera and you can have both functions with you all the time. The last thing you need to worry about is camera movement. Or on the other hand, is camera on movement, or stabilization, or stability, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, who is holding the camera. The most reliable friend that you have to hold the camera for you is your tripod. I'm using a Manfrotto. You can use other brands as well. My friends use Benro. There's so many brands out there, and you can spend anything from $50 to $500. But I recommend something around $50, $100. That's good enough for entry-level DSLR, and it's sturdy enough. You make sure to have at least a very sturdy one for the size and weight of your camera. If you're shooting outside, imagine it's a bit windy. You don't want the wind to blow over your camera and hurt your gears. So it's very important to invest in a sturdy one. It doesn't have to be a carbon or like a very high technology. It can be just aluminum, a sturdy one that is like brick and mortar style, that is very reliable. Besides that, you can also use kind of stabilizer like Osmo, like Movie, that is a ring. There's so many out there in the market. If you're doing something more creative, or if you're making an art project that involve a lot of like tracking, like following someone, then definitely you can use the stabilizer. Before I was using a Merlin Steadicam, that is the ones that is used in the Hollywood movies, but then I found it very bulky, very hard to move with. If it's windy, you can't really use it when it's windy. Now I use an Osmo Mobile 2 that is working with any smartphone, so I just put like clip on it, and then I just walk through exhibition or walk through a street, and then it just shoots amazing quality with good stabilization. Of course, I only spent $150 on this. I don't expect it to look like Hollywood quality, but it's good enough for what it is, and as a first gear to have entry level, it is definitely fine. So together with all the gears, you are expecting to spend minimum $1,000. You can spend less, like if you have already a spare camcorder or use your phone. Of course, if you just pick up your phone and do it like this, you can spend almost nothing additional to what you already have. But if you want amazing quality, professional looking video, then definitely you need to spend something. $1,000 is, I think, minimum, and you can spend up to $5,000 if you have a better camera body or better lens or better stabilization. For example, you have this kind of track that is motorized and it follows you when you move, and there is almost no limit for what you can spend. But as a start, I think it's very good entry-level DSLR with a Rode video mic, with a Manfrotto dummy tripod that is $50, $80, $100. Street lights, and with this classic light setup. If you're not happy with the quality of this video, you do need to spend more than at least $5,000 for the next upgrade, the next tier, and next types of equipment. Then I think it's a bit too much, and also the learning curve is more steep. And imagine, like when you watch a movie, you have like the rolling credits, the crew list, and you have hundreds of people on that list. And guess why? Because you need those hundreds of specialists to produce amazing quality, cinema quality images. And if you want to produce those quality, you need to study each specialization of those people, working for this film. So it's too much for an artist or for a business owner that you already have a lot going on. So I recommend to start simple, buy a gear that is between $1,000 to $2,000 and start making a basic setup, and you do need a couple of hours to get used to it. So I will make more setup videos and workflow videos tomorrow and the next few days. So make sure you hit the subscription button here and don't miss out the next videos. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.